Hello and congrats, we're back some more Colorado Avalanche franchise mode in FHM 12. And in this one, we have the offseason of year number 5 heading into year number 6. I do have a couple of free agents to sign as well as a trade to make. So let's start the free agents. At forward, we're going to be going after Tanner Jasinner. He is 33 years of age. So he's not going to be sticking around for long. He's just going to be some good veteran depth for this year. A pretty good defensive category, 18 hitting. I like that about him. He's going to be on the 4th line grinding it out. And some good mental ratings there. 18 determination. I like that. Physical ratings are pretty good still, even at 33 years of age. Balance is at 17, strength's at 16, screenings at 17. I thought it was important that we get a player like him. So I'm going to offer him a contract. He only wants 1 year for 4.83. Yeah, I think we could do that. I mean, I don't think that'll be too much of a problem, at least not for this year. So I will give him, 4.95 for 1 year. After all, we're only at 78.2 right now. So we have quite a bit of room to work with. And then the other player we're going to be signing out of free agency is the defenseman, Simon Nemec. That's right. He is 26 years of age, 3.5-star ability, a right defenseman. He can also play lefty, though. He looks like he's primarily an offensive defenseman. He's got that offensive read at 16, puck handling's at 18, passing's at 17. Some pretty good physical ratings. Team players at 18 in mental category. And the defensive ratings, they're not bad. I would say they're average for a defenseman, right? So I don't think he'll be a liability defensively. So I would like to offer him a contract. He only wants 5.4 for 3 years. That being said, he is the best defenseman on the market in terms of his overall ability. He's a 3.5-star ability. So I'm going to offer him a little bit more. I'm going to give him, I would say 6.25. I'll start with 6.25 for 3 years. There you go. And now for the trade that we're going to be making is going to be with the Carolina Hurricanes, who are rebuilding at the moment. They last season were not very good. They had 35 wins on the season, and they have not made the playoffs in 2 out of the past 3 seasons. So it looks like they're heading towards a bit of a rebuild here, and they don't really have too much star power anymore. They have Aho and Jarvis, obviously, but no one really after Aho and Jarvis, and their depth isn't really too impressive either. So it's, I think it's safe to say that Carolina is heading into a rebuild, and the game even says so. So what we're going to be sending to them will be the rights to Caden McGregor. He's 21 years of age, 1-star ability center, 3-star potential. I think he could end up being a pretty good player when he's all ready to go in, I would say, 2 years or so. But the thing is, center prospects are, very frequent, very common in this game. So I just don't think that he's going to be getting the chance here, especially with, Meyer, who's looking to break in, New and Schwander, who just cracked the roster. We're going to see what he can do this year. And then not to mention all the other guys ahead of him. Currently, you have Savanto, Ignatovic, Murnieks, Spalkvist, Albanese. So you have so many guys at center who are ahead of McGregor, and I just don't think that he's going to be getting the chance here. And then we're also going to be sending our 1st-round pick for this year, as well as a 3rd. In exchange, we will be receiving the defenseman, Kevin Korchinski. That is right. He is 26 years of age, 3.5-star ability. We're really loading up on defense. Hopefully, we're able to get Nemec. But he's a 15 two-way defenseman rating, so I think he'll be a nice fit into our current defensive core. And we do need left defensemen as well, because our current defensive core is, obviously we have Makar and McAvoy, but they're both on the right side. So I think getting Korchinski here would be really nice to complement those two. And as well as Nemec, if we're able to get him. He's got the 18 passing, 16 puck handling, 16 defensive read, 15 positioning. Now checking's only at 13, so that's not too favorable. Hitting's only at 13, so he's probably not going to be much of a hitter, but physical ratings are pretty good. Balance is at 17, stamina's at 16, determination team player also at 16. So I think he'll be a pretty good ad for us in the coming years. He had 40 points last year for Carolina and a 62 grade. And I will, of course, also retain 50% of his salary. Because when do I not do that? The trade will be the rights to Kenny McGregor, a 1st for this year, and a 3rd in exchange for Kevin Korchinski at 50% of his salary retained. Offer trade. So that's all the moves that I want to make for right now. However, there are a couple of big contract extensions coming up this year in Nathan MacKinnon and Dima Jolkin. So let's take a look at how much MacKinnon wants. He wants 8.5 for 4 years with a no movement clause. That's starting when he's 35. So that's taking him to 39. I think that's going to be a lot by that point, especially in the latter half of that contract. But you know what? At this, I think McKinnon sort of falls into the same category as Landeskog at this point. He deserves to be a career Avalanche. So I really am not a fan of the price tag here, but I think if we can at least take him down to 3 years, that'd be ideal. So I'll give him 2 years because I want to try to negotiate him down to 3. I'll go to 9.25 for 2 years. And if he accepts this, then this is very good as well. Because I think he'll be good for these 2 years, right? Then at least the next 2 years after this. But I think it's going to get to, when he's 38, 39, when he's really going to start to drop off there, because he's still a 4.5 star ability, right? So I think he should at the very least be a useful player still throughout this contract, if it were to be 2 years, but I have a feeling it's not going to be. So let's see. Yeah, so he's still on 4 years. I'll try to take him up a little bit more on the price. He's still at 4 years. Okay. I'll take him up a little bit more. I'll go to 10 mil. I'll go to 10 mil for 2 years. Let's see if he brings it down to 3 years. No, he's still at 4. Okay. I don't want to mess around too much here. So I'll go to 3 years now. And I'll take him down to 9.5 for 3 years. Oh, he's coming down to, he's down to 7.9 now. Pretty significant difference from where we started, but he's still at 4 years. I would really like to get him down to 3 if possible. Although I have a feeling that this is going to end in a 4-year deal. Oh, okay. So he agreed to 9.8 for 3 years. I think maybe I might wait. I might wait on McKinnon because I'm definitely going to re-sign him. There's no doubt about that. I just want to see how much he drops by the end of this season before I submit an offer to him. So I think I'm going to hold off right now. I'm going to really hope that he does not get angry at this after negotiating here. His current negotiation mood is still, he's still very happy. So I can't imagine that he'll be changing his mind too quickly here, especially, given his longevity with this franchise. He prefers to stay with the same team anyway. So I think, we should be good to wait until the end of the season to re-sign him. I think he'll probably end up decreasing his price a little bit if I had to guess. If he doesn't, then so be it. But I think that's something I want to hold off and just see what happens, because if there's any chance that we could reduce his price or maybe even his length, the years, I'm particularly more concerned about the years, honestly. So if we can get that to change a little bit by waiting it out, then I would rather do that. However, Dimas Jokin is somebody who I definitely want to sign now. He wants 4.1 for 4 years. He had a little bit of a slow start to last season, a very slow start to last season. In fact, he looked like he was going to have one heck of a sophomore slump, but he did end up getting to 44 points last season, which was a 9-point improvement on the previous season. 67 grade. He's a 3.5 star ability now. He's only got the 4-star potential, but I think he's still, he's a good player, and I would like to keep him around. So we will be offering him. I will start at 3.25 for 4 years, and I managed to get him down to 3.7 for 3 years. We're doing that for him. Oh yeah, and also I did hire a new head coach off screen, or rather, I promoted a head coach from within the organization. Luke Richardson is our new head coach. He was previously our assistant coach for, I believe he was our skill coach, but I made him our new head coach, and I replaced him with Derek Lalonde. And then also, we have a new offensive coach as well. Jay Woodcroft is in there. So I think with that, we will advance and see if we get our desired free agents and if the Korchinski trade will go through. All right, so we got to renegotiate with Nemeth. That's what I thought. Now I want 7.6 for 3 years. Can we afford that? Yeah, I think so, but I'm not going to go too much higher. I'll go 7.75 for 3 years. It's a good thing we're retaining on Korchinski. All right, so Carolina has accepted our offer of a first-round pick, a third, and the rights to Caden McGregor in exchange for Kevin Korchinski at 50% of his salary retained. Complete trade. There it is. And now it's time for the draft lottery. So we'll start at number 16 with Florida, followed by the Devils, Seattle, New Jersey again, Philly, Vegas, Philly again, Calgary, Winnipeg, Dallas, Toronto, Boston, Dallas again, Florida, and at number 1 will be Nashville, followed by Toronto at number 2. All right, so here we are at the draft. I don't believe we are picking until a little bit later. Yeah, we're picking at 31. And then I think we may have a second this year as well, but I think that's actually it. I think we traded all of our other draft picks for this year. So let's simulate up to number 31 because there's really not too many prospects who I'm interested in here as far as trading up goes. So we can just simulate ahead. All right, we're at pick number 31 and there is one 3-star potential left and he's a goaltender. Andrei Ivanets. He looks like he's going to be a ways away. He's currently a half-star ability. Got that 19 determination. Maybe I'll take one of these 1-star guys, 1-star abilities who have the 2.5-star potentials. I think I might take the defenseman Zachary Milk. He is the 1-star ability, 2.5-star potential. Got some pretty good offensive ratings already. Puck handling's at 15. Offensive reads at 15. Defensive ratings, positioning's already at 14. Hitting's at 14. Shot blocking's at 14. So he's got some really good technical ratings already. I think it's mostly just the mental category that's holding him back for the most part. Like if he gets that mental category up there, then he probably becomes a 1.5-star ability as he is right now. So I think I'm going to be taking him with this pick. Welcome to the Colorado Avalanche, Zachary Milk. Then I think with our second round pick, I'll take Sami Ikonen. He is a half-star ability, 2.5-star potential, got a 16 passing rating already, 14 speed. But what I really like about him is his strengths and weaknesses. Strongest part of his game is playmaking ability, fantastic vision, skating ability stands out, pretty good stamina. Coaches report that he's willing to learn, really like that part. Weakest part of his game is physical play, and none of his weaknesses are a serious liability. Personality looks pretty good. I mean, he will ask for a little bit more in negotiations than other players, but for the most part, he looks like a pretty good player. So Sami Ikonen, welcome to the Colorado Avalanche. And I think that will just about do it for our draft. Yes, indeed. We only had 2 picks that draft. And there you go. We got Tanner Jeannot and Simon Nemec. That is what you like to see. So I believe that means we have everybody we wanted. We'll give him number 5. So let's take a look at our roster. We are currently at 93.15 million. So we're basically right up against the cap ceiling. We got about 2 million in wiggle room, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, that's going to decrease by the time we start the regular season because we currently have 25 players on our roster. In goal, you have Nabokov and Minor. On defense, what is that, 9? Yeah, we're probably going to need to cut 2. So you currently have Makar, Korchinski, McAvoy, Nemec. So that's looking much better than than previous years. Tuomisto, Ball, Malinsky, Svozil, and Funk. Then at forward, you have Necas, McKinnon, Drury, Messar, Zhilkin, Poulin. That's 6. Brindley, Humphreys, Vladimirov is 9. Jeannot, Gavin, Shilov is 12. And then Nguyen, Schwander, and Meyer 14. So yeah, I think I'm pretty confident in this roster, at least moving into year number 6. So we will advance to the Hall of Fame inductions. But first I'm going to save just in case it crashes after the draft. That's happened way too much so far in this GM mode for my liking. And inducted into Hockey Hall of Fame this year are Eric Stahl, Reed Larson, Kevin Hatcher, and Chris Osgood. Oh, right. We need to set our captain because Landeskog retired. And I mean, I think the choice is obvious here. I think it's got to be McKinnon. Yeah, I think it has to be McKinnon. You know, he's been here for a long time. Obviously has had some fantastic seasons for us, including his 73-goal season 2 years ago. So Nathan McKinnon is officially the new captain of your Colorado Avalanche. For how long, we'll see. But I'm hoping he'll be sticking around for quite some time to come. And then, of course, we're also going to need a second alternate. So let's see who's going to get it. May as well be Necas. He's also been here for quite some time at this point, and he's obviously done very well for us. So alternate number 2 is Marty Necas. All right, so we're at the end of the preseason. We need to decide who is getting sent down here. So I think for now, at least, it's going to be Svozil and Funk, and that will take us to 23. So this is our roster heading into year number 6. You have Nabokov and Minor in net. On defense, you have Makar, McAvoy, Korchinski, Nemec, Tuomisto, Ball, and Malinsky. And at forward, you have Necas, McKinnon, Drury, Messar, Zhilkin, Poulin, Brindley, Gavin, Humphreys, Vladimirov, Jeannot, Shilov, Nguyen, Schwander, and Meyer. So with that, I think we'll end things off here, but not before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.